Ki MLA ki bodon ha ka liang pyrshah ki lapan pau ya ka jing pamla ban pediang ya ka jing aipor tang sngi nak benta ban ïatai halo ka private member business hapo ka ying dorbar thawain ka jala ha ka ni ka dorbar mak tingka.
This is the only time, this is the only platform where, members across party lines can use their opinions in the interests of the public. So I think more time should have been given to the opposition, private members bill, because this being a budget session, we're not only deliberating on, issues, we are deliberating on, financial matters that will take place for the whole financial year. And then there are other very, very important issues also that we would like to air, give our opinions, suggestions, and to the government. So I think 2 days private members bill in a budget session is too short a period for opposition members to be able to deliberate properly in the House on various issues. We do not have only a leader of the opposition. None of us are, differing from our views when it comes to the interests of the people. No. They have their own political identity, VPP has their own political identity, TMC has their own political identity, we have our own political identity. To say that we are not united, I think that is wrong. We are united in every issues that affects the people of the state. When you come to issues that concerns the people of the state, we are all united. When it comes to that, I think that perception, is wrong. To use that we are not united. We come from different, different political entities. So we maintain our entities, but that doesn't mean because we maintain our respective political identities that we are not united. I think that is a wrong perception. We will decide on the next course of action. But whether we hit the streets or not, we will take up this issue in every platform that is available.
The issue has been raised that the number of days allotted is too short for the full budget session. But then from the government side, they have requested that since it is the year ending, financial year ending, they would like to give scope and time for the officers to complete the process of year ending, financial year ending. So in that process, we have agreed. But then in principle, we discussed in the meeting that if required, a time will be extended on any day that is required. But that has been neglected, not respected, and today, even though an honorable member from Nogrem has raised his hand, it was not entertained.
The whole indication is reflective of their tendency to run away from being accountable. The responsibility of being accountable, particularly in a session when we are passing a full budget. Please remember that this session is not a budget for vote on account. It is a full budget session for passing a full budget. Therefore, enough discussion and deliberation to instill in the mind of the people of the state the confidence. Accountability to legislature means accountability to people. So along with the power and authority comes a responsibility. Therefore, it is only reflective of their predetermined intent to run away from the sense of responsibility and accountability. And it is not something which is in sync with the spirit of the core values of the democracy which we strive to sustain and preserve. It is expected that if the session is very short, look at the calendar of the session. You have only 2 days allocated for private members' business. And even when you're looking at the government's business, you have only 1 day to clear the supplementary demands. Then you have 1 day to discuss budget. And how much time is available for the House to scrutinize? It's not a question of the responsibility of individual members of the August House. Is a responsibility that is expected from the whole House, the August House, meaning all the members of the August House, including members of the ruling and the members of the opposition. As we say that the Council of Ministers shall be accountable to the legislature. Legislature include, in respect of Meghalaya, all the members of this August House. So therefore, where is that scope to allow all those important demands for grants. The important demands for grants, which proposes to utilize the resources of the state exchequer from the consolidated fund of the state. That means indirectly from public money. Everything has to be properly scrutinized and mandated and voted. Because for every single naya paisa that would be spent by any department of the government has to be voted by the House. So where is the scope of scrutiny? If in absence of scrutiny, this trend becomes something as a part of practice and convention, then it doesn't augur well for the state. Therefore, we must understand our sense of responsibility towards the state, towards the people. Our whole focus should revolve around the larger interests of the people and protecting the interests of the state. Now, protecting the interests of the state calls for all the members of this August House to ensure that every single naya paisa that is proposed to be voted by the House is subjected to appropriate exhaustive scrutiny. In absence of that, it implies only it is reflective of their malafide intent.
Doctor, you anywhere such type of instances?
You see, immediately after the elections are over, we understand that if the full budget is to be passed within the financial year, meaning before the 31st March of the current financial year, then you already have a very limited time. Therefore, inconsistent with our practice and convention and tradition, what we do is on the first day, the first budget session is usually a vote on account. Then we subsequently come back with a full budget session for passing a full budget. But in the instant case, if they have decided, we would like to pass a full budget prior to the end of the financial year, yes, we welcome it. But then there has been instance in the past, you can recollect the whole proceeding of this August House in the preceding years. What happens then? Then there is an understanding amongst the different political parties, and this particular issue is always discussed in the Business Advisory Committee, and keeping in mind the need for ensuring that every proposal of the government, every proposal of the departments are put to scrutiny in the larger interest of the people and with an intent to protect the interests of the state. Therefore, enough time is given even through extension of time. You have seen in the past, we have always extended the time. We all have, as per the rules of procedure and conduct of business, a limited time. The House shall transact its business between 10 to 2 o'clock, the normal days. But from 10 to 2 o'clock on Fridays, we know that. But then we have always had extension of time in order to provide that additional space which is required in the event of a session which is considered very short. So this is what is inconsistent with the tradition and practice of this August House, seen in the past, in the preceding decades, ever since we were privileged to have our own state and own state legislature.